smashed him.
You what?
Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet and make noise for Gresh and
Let's go! Brock Lesnar on the beast.
What the hell?
Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level got an increase.
I get no bitches.
Bringing content on the daily. Feeling like Gresh Unleashed.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. It is your purveyor of mischief, Gresh. Once again, bring you the Gresh Unleashed podcast, and joining me as always is the queen of rubber herself, my sister from another Mr. Suela the Bandit. What's going on with you?
Hey y'all, I'm sorry if I sound a little raspy today. I've been tired for the past couple days. Working.
She needs a joint. That's all it is.
I need to rest. That's what I need to do.
You need a joint. You need
to sleep.
I mean, who needs sleep when you on the grind all the time? So you don't really need sleep if you grinding like a mug. So who knows, man? You trying to sleep, but if you are I guess we got to be proper with the podcast now. So let us give you a reason why you are here. You are here to listen to me and my fam talk about everything from wrestling to real life, whatever we decide to talk about here on the Gresh Unleashed podcast. But if you want a reason to stick around, CM Punk made his shocking, if you want to say that, return on AEW Dynamite. Is he back? Is it going to be a champion versus champion at AEW All Out? We'll find out. AEW Fight Forever, they had a video game THQ showcase, THQ Nordic showcase earlier this weekend, and I'm not gonna front with you. It was something that we already seen before, but we'll talk about it. As well as, speaking of talking about it, someone is done talking about something, and that is Bill Goldberg. He is done apologizing to Bret Hart. Shut up, Siri. I'm trying to run a podcast. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Bill Goldberg is done apologizing to Bret Hart when it comes to injuring him. Is he in the right? That's not for us to decide, but we'll talk about it. As speaking of in the right, one of the best in the game ever, Mickie James. She is apparently teasing retiring from professional wrestling. And we'll talk about that because she is one of the best in the game. That whether you love her or hate her or whatever the case may be, she's one of the best to ever lace up a pair of boots. I loved her early on when she was the stalker chick for Trish Stratus. That was a fun time. And then when she came back, or when she left and went to TNA/Impact, that was a fun time. As well as, speaking of women's, we got the official women's tag team tournament, the tag team title tournament that was announced earlier last week, and the brackets have been revealed, and it's already been underway. I believe it was one tournament on Raw. We have another one on SmackDown. I ain't gonna lie to you, this is kind of Shut up, Siri. God damn. This is like but we'll talk about it and so much more. I know this is what it is. Siri, for some reason, keeps listening to me. Let me take my watch off because she keeps listening for some reason. Go that way. Anyway, there's so much more to talk about right here on the Gresh Unleashed podcast. But before we move on, we got to do some maintenance for the podcast. We got to give a proper shout out to the Patreon backers over at patreon.com/Gresh Digital. Without you guys, the podcast would not exist at all, but we appreciate you, to say the very least, for the parting with your hard-earned money to give us a reason to continue. No matter how big or little it is big in our eyes. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. So we might as well start off from, I guess we could say, the CM Punk talk for when we talk about AEW. Just because. So I guess we can start off with the AEW Fight Forever. They basically show. Did you see that trailer?
A little bit.
It was basically released. It was basically Britt Baker, Tony Schiavone, They did their thing. I guess I can try to pull it up here, and for those of you who haven't seen it, shut up, phone. For those of you who haven't seen it, we can try to show it here and really give you guys. I mean, hopefully they don't strike copyright, but it is what it is. But for those of you who haven't seen it, let's check it out.
May contain content inappropriate for children.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Tony,
Hey,
what are you doing?
Brett. Hey, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Going to my room.
No.
What? Come on.
Like, I'm finna go to my room.
Come on.
It's gonna look appropriate. I ain't gonna lie.
Step on the pizza.
Don't let anybody see you. Come on.
Oh, friend.
No, get in first. No, leave
Pick
your
up the
bag.
pizza. You gonna?
What?
That's so nasty.
What's happened in here?
AEW Fight Forever video game happened here.
That didn't sound natural.
All right. So, now what?
And that pizza still ain't cleaned
well,
up.
are you hungry? On second thought.
Why would you offer him?
Now,
Girl.
it's finally time to reveal AEW Fight Forever to our AEW fans at the THQ Nordic Digital Showcase. Check it out, Tony. I will be me, the one legendary DMD, and you will be Adam Cole.
Oh man, this game is awesome.
I told you you would love it. I told you. Am I ever wrong?
No,
Never.
no, I should.
Never.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
So right off the bat,
Are there any weapons?
intergender wrestling.
Okay, weapons.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Look how easy this is to play. You didn't have to figure out a million freaking buttons. Even though I could have, because I'm a dentist.
Oh, I know that.
But I just picked it up today and started playing, and I'm
He's just walking around with the trash can over his over his head. All right.
Career mode.
Wow.
Mini games.
Mini
I'm
games.
excited you tell me about career mode,
Baseball.
I can tell you that. And almost lost my mind when I found out that AEW Fight Forever has mini games.
How did you find out about the mini games?
You told
You
me.
just told him.
AEW Fight Forever, coming soon.
Don't add Blum while you brunette. Come on now.
D and D. Knock your teeth out, Shivani.
Clean that pizza up.
You can't flip the table, sir.
Well, at least I know good
With my
dentist.
laptop.
AEW Fight Forever coming soon.
I still want
I'm
to
not
play
gonna
though.
lie to you. I like the visual.
I do too.
I can't front because I feel like we've for so long have been trained by 2K to accept like this over the top, beautiful graphics and all this stuff. I'm not really a graphics guy. It's more so once I pick up a controller and play it is what I will see. Is it worth the $60 that they're potentially charging for a first time game? I don't know, because it's like, unless like I know they have a THQ Nordic announced that they are doing a I guess a demo at an upcoming gaming convention they got over in the UK. But my thing is, I'm gonna need AEW games to slide us a demo, or at least fly a lot of big or small content creators out to test the game and get their unfiltered thoughts on it, because you're asking a lot for all of us to part with $60 for a game that is pretty much unproven to the naked eye. What are your thoughts on what you just saw? Like the mini games you got?
I actually kind of like the mini games. Like, if you don't really want to, let's say if you don't really want to just play, like if you really just want to wrestle, like at that time, like, you know, I actually kind of like that a little bit. So that's not too bad.
I wouldn't be surprised if the mini games are for I wouldn't be surprised if mini games are for the like the career mode that they announced that we talked about last week. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like an exclusive thing for them. So that way I guess to kind of, that's why I'm not out here bitching and moaning about it. I'm just like, okay, this seems like a cool concept to go through and all that good stuff. So hopefully it's a good game.
Yeah, I'm ready. I just want to play it, see how it turned out though, for real.
Speaking of playing the game, Bill Goldberg move on from that. Bill Goldberg, he's had it up to the nether regions when it comes to Bret Hart bringing up I guess him injuring. So for those of you who don't know, over the years, Bret Hart has vented his frustrations about suffering a career-ending injury during a match against Bill Goldberg at the WCW Starrcade pay-per-view in 1999.
Wow.
I was
I was 3.
How old was I in 99? Was that okay? I was born in 94, so I was 5 ish, 4ish,
Yeah.
5ish. My math ain't mathing, but it
5.
is what it is. Well,
Because if
5.
you're born in
Okay,
94, yeah, we're 2 years apart.
okay, 5. All right, right. Yeah, I knew that. I did. In a in an interview from the spring of 2020, Hart claimed that Goldberg hurt everybody he worked with. During an appearance on Talk Is Jericho with Chris Jericho, Goldberg could comment on Hart continuing to publicly criticize him. He said this, and I quote, "Yeah, I get it. I mean, I understand to a point, but I'm like, yeah, 100%. Bret is still up here, man. He's an idol to everybody and everybody who would have ever been in this business. I'm a human being like everybody else. There was absolutely no malice intent whatsoever. None. Zero. So does it bother me? Yeah, I'll take it to my grave. But also, I gotta say, man, I am kind of at a turning point. I am done saying I'm sorry. I have said it a million times. I am not going to continue to tear myself down. I'm done. I said I'm sorry. If he can't accept my apology, it is what it is. You got to move on, and I've moved on. So I won't be breaching this subject too much more. Quotes courtesy of SES Scoop or SEScoops.com. I ain't gonna cap. On one hand, I understand Brett's frustration. He cost him his career. He literally gave him a career-ending injury that ended his career where he couldn't wrestle anymore in 1999. But that was well over 20 years ago. So that's where I kind of lean into where I agree with Goldberg a little bit. Like, you can apologize, and I believe there was a video where he actually broke down crying because he felt horrible that happened. So if you apologize and you sincerely mean it, that's all you can do. All you got to do going forward is just say, you know what, no comment. I'm not finna talk about this anymore because I've apologized. We're moving on, like he just did here. I apologize. I'm moving on. We're done here. What are your thoughts on this?
I feel like, okay, well, like you said before, like it's all right. Like it happens. Just leave it be. It happened. You like it's a at the end of the day, wrestling. Some people are prone to getting injuries. Some people are prone to have ending careers when they do get injuries. Okay, you learn from it. You healed. Leave it alone. Like
Yeah,
just
you're right there because it's like
just
how many
move
times
on
can
already. How many times you gonna rehearse the same
or how many
the
times can
same
you
thing?
apologize? How many times can you apologize? Is the question. Like, can you?
Yeah.
Like, how many ways can I apologize? So it's like at this point, like he said, he like I'm done with that. Like, like I'm sorry for the last time. I'm sorry, but I'm not finna keep apologizing because what is there? What am I going to do? Just keep apologizing to the point where I'm going to break? Like, I'm going to have to get on my knees. I'm not going to do that because at some point you're just asking too much. I'm not
Right.
going to keep apologizing. That's just how it is. Moving on to a little bit to the women's tag team tournament brackets. I mean, we could talk about it a little bit with Raw, but what are your thoughts on the brackets for the women's tag team championship tournament? You got Tamina Brooke and Dana Brooke. I said Tamina Brooke and Dana Brooke. Fuck. Tamina and Dana Brooke. They lost on Raw to Io Sky and Dakota Kai of, I guess they don't have an official name, but Control, I guess. The winner of that match will face the winner of the Alexa Bliss and Asuka match versus the Nikki ASH and Doudrop. Then you had Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah defeat Xia Li and Shotzi on SmackDown this past Friday, and they will face the winner of the Nikita Lyons and Zoe Starks of NXT versus Natalya and Sonya Deville. Looking at this bracket,
This is actually kind of, I don't know, because I
random.
honestly, yeah. Like, cause I was like, okay, this is kind of throwing me off a little bit. Because I do want to, I do want to see Tamina
Well,
and
they're already out. So
oh great. See,
yeah,
that's what I get because I didn't watch Raw, so it's like that's what I get. That's what I get, man.
yeah, they're done.
Man,
They're gone.
jeez. Like, well, just rain on my parade, then Dream
You're
Killer. Like,
you are welcome. That is what I do.
just crushed all my hopes and dreams like
Hey, that's what
quickly.
I'm here for. I
Shut
got
down.
got to bring you back to reality a little bit because you stuck in the past now. Come on, I
Either
had to
that
help.
or I be way out, and it's like, all right, come back.
I had to help you out a little bit
I'm
because
back here.
you was
I gotta
stuck.
keep
I'm
you
like,
grounded here.
come back to reality real quick. Like I'm keeping you up. I'm gonna keep you up to date. They
Oh
gone,
man.
buddy. They gone, buddy. They gone.
But honestly though, like I just want to see how it's gonna play out.
Sure.
I
Like, do
don't
you
expect. I don't expect it. This one. I'm not gonna try to say, "Oh, I want to see such doing." No, I'm just gonna ride this one out.
you just gonna glide it? You gonna be like, you know what? Screw it. Y'all got
Mm.
it. Y'all, like, you know what?
At
It
least you
is what
trying to do something with the women's division. Like you
something.
trying to do
Something.
something.
Shout out to Triple H in that regard. But before we
Yes,
move on to,
thank
because before we move on to this week in wrestling, we're gonna talk a little bit about Mickie James because she apparently teased her retirement or some sort. Let's pull up this little tidbit news article because I don't do articles, but Mickie James earlier this week, former Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion Mickie James was asked on Twitter about possibly being part of the WWE Women's Tag Team Title Tournament. Why the fuck would you ask her that? She's not even a part of the company, but okay. Mickie responded with no and wrote that she feels like she is done with wrestling. Another fan wrote that Mickie is too good of a wrestler to retire, but respects her decision. Here was Mickey's response. She said this, and I quote, "I appreciate you, honestly. I've been so blessed and love my fans so much. I wouldn't have had all of this without you. What is left for me to prove anymore? What else can I do?
you.
I'd rather bow out screaming women's wrestling matter from the top of the mountain than the valley." Kind of
Wow.
vague, but that is a good question. Like, she's done so much.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
like,
Like
she's done the good and the bad, and she's done so much to where you're going to ask yourself, is like, if she does decide to just say, you know what, that's a career.
uh-huh.
She's done a lot. Multi-time women's champion in WWE, Impact. I'm pretty sure if you count the indies too, because she did have an indie run during her career, so she has titles all over the world. So you can respect it,
Uh-huh.
but
And the worst exit behind it is like, yeah, I get it.
yeah, like you have you will remember Mickie James's career
Mhm.
like, because she's done so much when it comes to women's wrestling. Like, since we're on the topic, what is your most memorable Mickie James feud?
I mean, of course, like Mickey James and Trish Stratus. Like, like that's like that for me. That's like one of my most like I loved it. I was like, yeah, like keep her, keep her,
Keep her, like, it
keep
reminded
her.
me they like they did so much with her as far as like when she first got there. Like, she they was going borderline. I don't know what they was going with her, but yeah, they was it was a time, growing up. Like, they probably can't get away with it now because,
Uh-huh.
yeah, but it was a time growing up. So I can't get mad. I can't get mad at that. But what you can get mad at though is Ric Flair. That man had his last wrestling match
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I
ever.
just didn't. I just didn't get a
It,
chance to see, but I
it
heard
was
about that. I was like, wait. I
it,
was like, hold on.
it was so sad. Looking at that match, I'm like, bro, WrestleMania 24 versus Shawn Michaels was the perfect retirement. You literally, you couldn't get no better, and you just kept wrestling. I guess. But apparently Ric Flair blacked out twice during his match, or quote unquote passed out. On July 31st, WWE Hall of Famer wrestled for the first time since 2011 at the quote unquote Ric Flair's last match event. There he teamed up with Andrade El Idolo to defeat Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Speaking on his To Be the Man podcast, Flair discussed his return to the ring and revealed that he passed out twice during the bout. He said this in our quote: "I don't think people realize that I passed out twice. And pause quote. I realized that you look gassed, literally getting in the match." But continue with the quote. He said, "Well, what happened was my regimentation for training was so strict that I kept my weight. I wanted my perfect weight to be like 220 going in. So the last day and a half, aside from all the work that we had planned for me to do, I didn't hydrate. I had in my mind that I had to weigh 219. So I went to the ring and I'm like 217. And what happened during the body of the matches, I just became dehydrated. Actually, when I was standing on the apron, I looked at Jay, which started a wheel of motion. I said, man, I think I'm getting sick because I was getting lightheaded. Nothing to do with my heart or nothing to do with my intestines. I was getting lightheaded. I'm sure a lot of it was nerves as well. So I think Jay said, guys, we got to move this along. Well, that isn't what I meant. But to the point when Andrade came over and said, your turn, sir, your turn, sir. So I got in and I didn't know where we were in the match because I missed about clearly 10 seconds of it. He said, Flair continued before we get on. My brother, my old head brother in Christ. You gotta drink water before you wrestle, my dog.
Exactly.
What?
That is common sense.
Mm.
Any physical sport that you do, you need water.
Oh my God.
What kind of okay? And then you
Father
wonder why you are passing out.
Father Time has lost his mind.
Come on.
Bump Nature Boy. Father Time has
That's
lost.
biology 101. You know the body needs water.
Oh my God. He continued by noting that he went to the outside because he wanted to slow the match down. In hindsight, he stated that he didn't mean to scare anyone who thought that something was wrong at this point. Something was wrong that this match was actually greenlit, but anyway, he said this and I quote: "So then when I went outside, I think everybody jumped the gun a little bit, and I saw where Booker T, who's a really close friend of mine, thought it was bad to do this. That was strictly on the fly to get everybody to slow down because everybody, if you look back on it, everybody just all came together at one time. We were far from the end of the match, so I just said to myself, how do I get everybody to slow down? That wasn't anticipated. That wasn't called. I just did it. I apologize if I scared anybody, but I couldn't think of any way to recognize because we had everybody on the floor at one time, which was never planned out like that." Flair kept recapping the match, and he noted that out of concern for his health, he didn't want the Nature Boy to take a superplex. No shit. He said this, and I quote: "Then Jeff, out of respect for me, he lifted me up to the top turnbuckle, and Jay was going to give me a superplex, which would have blown the roof off the joint, but he was worried about my health. Jeff, sincerely," he said, "We can't do that, Nate. We can't do that." And I said, "Yes, I can." So rather than look awkward, I came down with him. Then Jay came in and gave me the suplex, and we were back rolling. So he just didn't want to give him the superplex. He just gave him a standard suplex. Oh my God. The WWE Hall of Famer then described how he passed out again during the guitar shot, saying, "Then at that point, along came the guitar, right down, bingo. Well, I was down. I passed out again. Oh my fucking God. I just passed out, and Andrade is going, sir, you have to wake up. I had the brass knuckles, sir, you have to wake up. Then I woke up. I knew where we were, and we're home. But I swear to God, twice during the match, I went completely black." Flair made it clear that he went black due to hydration, and as soon as he drank some Gatorade at the Undertaker's request, he felt better. Sir, you should take this from the okay. He said my hands started trembling, but it was all dehydration. I had two doctors in there right away with me and everything, and the Undertaker came running in. I had like 6 beers. Right? What? I had like 6 beers there. He took them out of my hand and said, "You're drinking 2 Gatorades first." So I drank 2, and that's all it was. I underestimated the importance of keeping hydrated, which is really big. No shit, especially when I lost that much weight and trained that hard. Conrad Thompson recently detailed how Ric Flair's last match came together and all the good stuff. Shout out and credit to Fightful Select for that transcript of Ric Flair on his podcast. And like Ric Flair, I'm about to sound like Steiner. Ric Flair, you old fuck. You supposed to be hydrated.
Come on, man. Come on. You are supposed to drink water. Then you wonder why you have some people who, no, for like, even when people like literally pass out, then some people who have it worse than others. Like they have to end up going to the hospital to have life water. And that's not great.
At all.
Like, come on, man.
Common damn sense, man. Common damn sense. It's not so common anymore, I guess. And continuing with Ric Flair, he said it wasn't his last match. This man does not want to retire.
Okay. I hope that was a lesson, because
credit to Sportskeeda for this quote. He said, "I wish I hadn't said it was my last match. That's gonna get heat. Hell, they wanted me to wrestle in Puerto Rico on Saturday night. I said, guys, I cannot get in the ring 1 week later. And the guy looked at me and said, well, you know what? Could retire in Puerto Rico, can't you? No. That's not the point, sir. I'm glad you said it was your last match. I wish you would have said WrestleMania 24 was your last match, but that's beating a dead horse at this point. I'm about to move on for Ric Flair because
I can't.
That dude.
I just can't. Can't. I can't for real. I just really can't. I can't do it.
He wants to die in his ring. I'm done talking about Ric Flair, man. I'm done talking about Ric Flair. But before we move on to this week in wrestling, we got one more story. Tony Khan, two more actually. Tony Khan, he basically had something to say about WWE. He says the shows have been doing generally better than before. It's good for wrestling. At the end of the day, Tony Khan is a fan, so AKA what war? Speaking to Josh Martinez on Superstar Crossover, Tony Khan was asked about new challenges WWE presents under Triple H compared to Vince McMahon. He said this, and I quote, "The challenge will be, and I'd like to say something positive on the end too, the challenge will be is that we're more likely to compete for the same wrestlers because our vision of wrestling is probably a bit closer together than with his predecessor. I do think there are a lot of advantages. The shows they've been doing are generally better than the shows they were doing before the change, which is good for the wrestling business. It's a little bit different than what we were going up against before. In terms of me being the CEO of AEW, I see some positives and some negatives, but I see a lot of positives. There are a lot of reasons why it could drive some interest in wrestling and people coming back to watch more wrestling. And those people are inherently going to more likely also check out AEW. If you've been away from wrestling and you're a big fan of it, then there's a good chance you're really familiar. You're very familiar with a lot of the top stars of AEW, including the world champion CM Punk, the interim champion Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson, and many more. Somebody stepping back in and watching wrestling again will have a lot of interest in that. Frankly, if you're interested in good wrestling shows, those are people you're going to be interested in checking out. There are a lot of interesting possibilities for the future. Sure, it poses some challenges, but I think there are a lot of positive things happening in wrestling right now. End quote. Thoughts? He's basically a wrestling fan.
Yeah. That's the first thing I was gonna say. Like,
I mean, I understand it. Like, at the end of the day, this whole war, I mean, him still thinking that he's legit competition to WWE is still kind of laughable because, like, you're not.
Yeah, like you're wrestling.
You're an option. There's a difference between being an option and being a competitor. You're an option to watch. The moment it feels like competition to me is when you are on the same night and you're able to hold the same ratings and you'll be able to hold you be able to basically you have to recreate the Monday Night War. And we know you're not about to do that. So, I mean, you're an option for wrestlers, which is respectable. You're an option. But that's it. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yep.
And And before we move on to the last bit, well, we might as well. I keep saying the last bit, but I'm pulling up stories left and right. Might as well roll with the flow. Danhausen, rolling, sticking with AEW. Danhausen discusses how he and Orange Cassidy helped create new fans. I guess he spoke on the because someone asked, did Danhausen ruin wrestling or whatever? Danhausen is very nice and very evil, and a man who curses many foes throughout his career. You hear that and you be like, what is that? Is you're drawing interest. After making a name for himself on the independent scene and creating fans through his YouTube videos and social media presence, Danhausen was signed by AEW in January. The signing caused some sort of backlash amongst fans who didn't feel his character, quote unquote, fit in AEW the same way Orange Cassidy's character was viewed when his signing was first announced. In a rare out of character interview on Hard Lore, I guess that's a podcast or something, Hard Lore, Danhausen discussed how he and Orange Cassidy have helped create new fans with their personas. He said this, and I quote, "I feel me and Orange Cassidy are the go-to people for people to complain about when people don't like, oh, this is too goofy for wrestling. It's wrestling, bro. It's always goofy. Also, we're the two people. Well, he didn't say that. That was me. Also, we're the two people I always hear. Oh, my friends don't like wrestling, but they love YouTube. And now they watch, or, oh, I wasn't really watching wrestling, but I saw YouTube, so I started. It's a testament to we're creating new fans, which is what you should be doing as a wrestler. That's exactly what all of our jobs should be. And I feel only a handful of people are actually doing that. Whenever anyone comes up to me, it's multiple people every single line I do meet and greet. I never watched wrestling, but I found you on YouTube. Great. That means I'm creating new fans who haven't watched people like Dante Martin, who is a tremendous athlete. Now they're watching him and like, oh, this weird guy got me into this. And now I see Bryan Danielson, Dante Martin, Jade Cargill. And he said, Danhausen then praised Cargill as someone who also stands out and also draws in new fans as well. Tony Khan previously explained how Orange Cassidy was a net access for the company after Jim Ross didn't get him. And so much to talk about when it comes to like all these old heads don't really get these wrestlers, but shout out and credit to Fightful for the transcript of that little tidbit. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Whenever I see someone bring up that argument, like, "Oh, this is too goofy for wrestling," my brother in Christ, it is wrestling. It is supposed to be goofy,
right? You're supposed to have a lot of laughs. Like people are in the when you have a wrestler and entertainer who really is in their element and they really like bring out their character. Like, come on, like so they're fitting their script. Like it's okay. Like just let them be. You gonna have some characters that make you laugh. You gonna have some characters that gonna make you mad. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna have some characters that gonna make you feel some type of way. Like it.
That's the point.
It happens. That's what they're supposed to do.
That is exactly what that's the fucking point. What? I don't get it, man. But I agree with that. Like I didn't when I'm the type of guy that is open to getting something. Basically, whereas if you can convince me that you're entertaining, cool. I'm an up and down relationship with Orange Cassidy. Some of this stuff I'll be like, okay, now you being silly. But then I sit down and I'll be like, it's supposed to be silly because it's not supposed to be fucking serious.
Exactly.
I'm not taking it serious. So then so Orange Cassidy, like I say this every day until I'm blue in the face. If you are the type of person that does not like Orange Cassidy or Danhausen, you're the problem, not me, because they're not supposed to be 100% serious. That's why. Why do you think the Danhausen and Hook team worked that one at that period? Hook is this serious badass like his father back in the day, and you got Danhausen who's trying to curse him, and he's like, "Get this shit out of my face," and walked away.
Right.
It works. It's not that hard. But if you are that person that just does not get it, then it's not meant for you. That's the same with sport. We might as well talk about it. Spoiler alert. We might as well talk switch. That's a nice little switch transition to this week in wrestling. We might as well talk about SmackDown. We're going backwards a little bit. We're going out of line. SmackDown is fresher on our memory. That's just like people who don't really get Hit Row. Spoiler alert: Hit Row returned on SmackDown, and you had obviously people
so
within.
happy.
You had some people that I was happy. Like I was like,
so happy.
I was like, finally,
Yes.
finally.
I was
That's
like,
all I could
oh,
say. It was
thank
like, thank you. Thank you, good people. You finally you right the wrong of Vince McMahon
Yes.
for getting rid of these. They are back. Hit Row is back on SmackDown, and it's not just Top Dollar or Ashanti Diadonis. You got B-Fab as well. You have the entire Hit Row minus Swerve, who's doing his thing on Dynamite and AEW. He's one of the World Tag Team Champions. Shout out B-Fab. And you had you had some people who people like me. They was like, "Yo, this is it. This is it." And then some people was like, "Oh, Hit Row without Swerve might not work. This, that, and third. Hit Row without the."
Hold on now.
We don't need you to hold that group down. I'm just saying. AJ Francis hit Top Dollar. When his time away, he's been out doing his thing. He's been killing it. He's been I follow him on Twitter, and I literally been like, I try to support black wrestlers, especially if they're in the indies. I try to retweet whatever they got going on to spread the word especially for people who don't really follow a lot of indie wrestling. Bro, all I can say is that got a big ass smile on my face the entire time. Like it took me a good minute to get the smile off my face, because it was like, okay, that's cool. I appreciate that. They did that, but that just leaves my point with the whole Danhausen thing. Like, people, they always assume like, oh, this is not gonna work. They got a glass ceiling. What fucking glass ceiling? It's wrestling. If it's meant to get over, they will get over. Like that whole thing where it's like they always say, "Oh, I'm not finna get on here and just say Hit Row was just an instant success." Like, it was a few times during their matches in the early NXT days where I was like, they can improve on that. They can improve on that. And you know what they did? They fucking went and improved on it when they wrestled on the indies. So instead of writing them off day one that they're back, how about you just sit back and actually watch the show like a wrestling fan is supposed to watch? You get it? Are you following me? Are you following me now?
Oh my god.
Are you enjoying my TED talk right now? Because it's like, dude, you ain't got. If it ain't meant for you, that means it ain't for you.
Exactly.
If you don't get it,
You got other stuff to watch.
Exactly. You got all this shit to watch. You got this wrestler, this person, this person. If you don't get it, that shit ain't for you.
Right.
I don't care. I like it. That's all that matters.
Man.
Oh, I don't get Hit Row. It ain't meant for you, big dog. It ain't meant for you, sis. Let us eat. we trying to enjoy this too. Let us eat. That's what I'm saying. But that wasn't the only thing that went down. What did you think about SmackDown? Because it felt like I watched it at 8, and then I looked down. I'm like, damn, it's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. Like, before I was watching SmackDown, my little happy tail was watching Court Camp. So I was like, yeah, give me some laughs in. And then all of a sudden I was like, okay, wait. It's not on? Because normally TMZ come on before SmackDown does on Friday night anyway, because it come on Fox. I was like, wait a minute.
Man, they showed us a football. They showed us a corny ass Falcons. Like,
the Falcons won, so I mean,
I don't give a shit. They
but
suck.
it's like I was like, man, I was like, dang, like I thought Reese was supposed to come on here. So I was like, you know, I gotta find something else. I gotta find our.
This is the second time y'all did this shit to me. If y'all look, bro, I'm telling y'all this right now. If y'all want to preempt SmackDown in Atlanta for the fucking Falcons, at least put it on FS1. I got FS1, but you gonna make me watch the Falcons who fumbled Super Bowl? All those years ago.
I ain't even getting it back because I ain't trying to get
No,
mad.
no.
I'm not gonna try to get mad no
I,
more.
I made a vow. I
I'm
made a
trying
personal
to work on
plea.
my
I
healing
don't care.
process with
I
them.
made a personal plea to always bring that shit up every time y'all think y'all finna get me invested in y'all shit again. No, you fumbled the bag in the second half. I ain't letting that go.
Still
So
healing
now
from
from this day forward, from that day forward, you lame. I don't care who's on your team. I'm glad I didn't bet money. Someone told me I should have bet against y'all. That's what I should have did. Because if I would have bet against y'all, I would have had $8,000 in the bank. But I said, you know what? Nah, I ain't gonna do it.
done.
I was so mad that I didn't bet because y'all fumbled
So
the bag.
done.
Y'all fumbled the bag, and then y'all want to preempt SmackDown for the corny ass Falcons for mid Falcons. Come on, cuz get it together.
Dang, he is heated right now. I don't like talking about this.
Like what the fuck? Why would I waste my time watching a mid team? Matter of fact, y'all should not be the Atlanta Falcons anymore. Y'all should be the Macon Falcons.
I'm done.
Go to Macon. Don't nobody watch sports in Macon. Go to Macon. Don't even go to Gwinnett. Go to Macon. Matter of fact, go to Warner Robins. Because the only Robins that I like to eat is Baskin Robbins and not Warner Robins. So go to Warner Robins. That don't make any sense. But yeah, y'all mid. Get off my TV. Don't ever preempt Smack. Don't matter of fact, don't preempt American Idol for Falcons. You can preempt it for every other team but the Falcons. And if I made somebody mad, kiss my ass. Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, Gresh talking about the Falcons. Get your ass out of here, man. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Anyway, SmackDown. I let my heat, the blood in my system boil for some mid. That's crazy. Whew. All right. Let's talk about
I was like in and out. I did catch Karen Cross's promo a little bit of that. I was like, okay,
what
bro.
you think about that?
You heard what I just said? I just said it. Okay, bro.
You said, all right, bro. You said, all right.
Okay. No,
I hear you. I hear you.
Wrap it up.
I see you.
Come on.
I understand.
Wrap it up. Land this thing.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't hate the cross. I mean the promo.
Nah, I don't hate it.
No, I'm talking about I just didn't. No, I'm talking about like from whatever Vince did to him. It's like, and I put this on Twitter. I said jokes aside because I was like, because he was basically talking in riddles of saying he basically it's the story that they're trying to tell you is the story of the forgotten one against the two chosen ones. So that's a unique story to tell. But it's like, and I said this. I said I'm gonna need them to do a lot to get that bad taste of his first run out of my mouth, because all I still remember in my brain is this dude was dressed like a sex slave.
Yeah, like
so it's like you gotta do a lot.
I say it like that, but yeah, like I was like, okay, can we do something else with this? Because I'm tired.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like I believe that they're gonna do. I trust Triple H. So hopefully, hopefully they build. Like, I'm not gonna get on here and act like I'm gonna be the biggest fan of Karrion Kross, but you just gotta get that sour taste of him being
looking like that,
looking like that out of my mouth, because it was, oof.
So I remember like when that happened, I was like trying to process it. I was like, wait, what's happening? What is this? I thought this was wrestling. What's going on here? Like, it was okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're done. It was a bad episode of demolition. That's basically what it was, man. But I like Triple H's transitions into the next segment. It wasn't no awkward pause. It was literally like he literally peeked around the corner and Drew McIntyre was like pacing. So Drew McIntyre didn't even know that man was there talking. So that I was like that. I love the transitions there. So next up, we got Drew McIntyre. No sword, no kill. He's just ready to fight. And if that is what is going to happen, I am cool. What did you think about this Drew promo?
I kind of like it. It's all right. It was all right.
Okay.
But I did like catch him like at the part where like when he ended up running up on the Usos and then he ended up looking for Sammy right after that. So I was just like, dang. Like,
oh, we're gonna talk about that in a minute.
Track like, star. Let's go.
But Drew, I guess Drew, he was like, Roman Reigns isn't here, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, bro, you want me to boo this man for using his PTO?
Right. I'm not gonna do that. Are you kidding me?
As a man who worked hard, who be working hard for 9 to 5 pre-pandemic, I don't have PTO now because I'm more so freelancing now. But when I did PTO, like, he worked hard for this PTO. This man carried the company on his back for 2 years. During the pandemic. So it's like, bro,
and after it,
and well, he kind of chilling now.
Bit.
But
yeah, but I'm saying, yeah.
But his peak tribal chief run was pandemic. His feud with Jey Uso, all these people.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
when he came back, that's when it started happening for sure. It's like,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's like, bro, if he earned PTO, I ain't mad at him.
Hello.
But on the flip side, I kind of wish they didn't unify the titles. Because we could.
This ain't your first time saying that either. Like,
huh?
I don't think that's the first time you're saying that either. He's like,
no, it's not. Know. No, it's like, in a way. I mean, in part of me is like that, but then again, as this past week has shown, it's kind of all right. And the reason why I say that is because they made the U.S. title feel like a big deal, and they made the Intercontinental title feel like a big deal. My only gripe with WWE was always when they unified the titles was the fact that they didn't make the other titles when he's gone a big deal.
Oh, okay.
So that was the reason why I was like, I kind of wish they didn't. But then this week was like, okay, maybe I can relax on that because they chill. Like they focus. They gave you got a U.S. title heritage promo package on Raw to tell you the meaning of the U.S. title, and you got a heritage promo package on SmackDown to tell you the meaning of the U.S. title. I mean, the IC title, the workhorse title. So I appreciate that. That's just me. What else we get? Jey Uso. Did you see Jey Uso? I think Jey Uso's been having PTSD from him being abused by Roman. Because that man is just angry at everybody. Like, he need to go. He need counseling.
Leave my friend alone.
No, he need counseling. My dog need therapy.
PTSD, like, don't do that.
No, he need my guy Jey Uso needs therapy.
Oh
he needs Dr. Shelby to come back and get that man some therapy. That man needs some therapy. That man, bro, I'm trying to tell you, that man is angry at everybody. He is literally, he's gonna snap on everybody. I'm just saying. He done.
Like that sometimes with family, you know what I'm saying? You getting beat up. You find your cousins, it be like that sometimes.
Man, he ready.
He like, done. Well, I gotta let out some other aggression. Then I'm gonna get you back, but it won't be right now. But I'm gonna get you back though. Like, that's what I'm saying. Be on the lookout. Wait till we get off camera.
Wait till we get. But then,
matter of fact, wait till we get off work.
Wait till we clock out.
We'll talk about outside.
Wait till we clock out. Wait till we clock out, son. Wait till we clock out. You better get on the train. You better clock out before I do. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You better clock out before I do, because when I clock out, it's on. You gonna get this smoke. You gonna get this work. You gonna get this work, son. That's all I'm saying. And speaking of Drew McIntyre assaulting the Usos, they were not happy with our boy Sammy at all.
Start slipping again.
What'd you roll up to?
You know you fast.
Where you at, trash
running anywhere. I was going to get security. I'm trying to get
Enough
everyone out
with
of
the
the
excuses, Sammy.
It's not an excuse. Hear me
Enough
out.
with the excuse. I told you last week. If you don't step up, you don't get left behind, dudes. Oh, let's go call Drew's ass to the ring.
Man's upset.
He ain't done with that. He like, bro, you go because when Drew was lit, he ran. That man, that nigga ran. He took off. He said, "See ya." Nah, Jay. I kind of want to see them turn on Sammy though.
I'm waiting for that.
Do you think we getting the babyface Sammy versus the Usos?
That'd be nice.
But who will be his partner?
I don't care. I just
I forgot you were a fangirl, so I can't even ask you that shit.
I don't even care at this point.
I forgot you was a fangirl.
All
in
the stuff that
Bloodline,
Sammy
so-
be doing, all the stuff Sammy be getting away with.
He don't get away with nothing. He always get his ass whooped. What you talking
That's
about?
the point. All the junk he be doing, yes, like I wouldn't be surprised though, like if they put him in your friend, the one who be with Gunther all the time. If they pair them two, that's gonna be funny for me.
I'm glad you're not booking because that's random as hell.
I know
What?
that's something nobody will ever expect.
Why would they even?
Because
They don't
think
even
about
interact.
it,
They don't interact.
They taking abuse.
They don't interact.
They're taking abuse. They got something coming already.
Stop.
They've been abused.
Stop. That don't make sense. Stop. you trolling me right now. Stop. What?
They are. Like, they are.
Well, Levig is not taking. I think that was a Vince thing, and Triple H said, "Yeah, we stopping that shit right now." Levig ain't been abused by Gunther in about 2-3 weeks now, so we good.
That's the point. That's what I'm
we
saying.
good.
Like,
That means we gonna have to. We anything.
Good. Like, we good for now.
Anything pre Triple H, we forgetting. Sammy, it's like because I saw someone say they want Kevin Owens to team with Sammy, but Kevin,
Again?
but Kevin is he is like on. It's
Ain't
probably
he
going
like
to be.
a heel?
Well, both of them are, but that means they were required. That was just a fan person, so I wouldn't really take that serious.
Okay. Because I'm just
you saw this tag team match, right?
Yeah, I did.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Triple H made a choice. It was a decision. Two teams that has never teamed up ever to start off the show. It was a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I know one thing for sure though, Shotzi can never catch a break. That woman took a elbow directly to the face and was bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Raquel was going to the corner. Like, you know how you go to the corner and you hop up and then you hit an elbow drop. Mm-hmm. So instead of when I've seen that move done, they would run, leap over their opponent, and then like make sure they got some air so that way they can turn and position themselves right. Mm-hmm. So what she did was, instead of running, she stopped her own momentum and she skipped over her instead of leaping over her to give her full speed. And her body, she didn't have enough air to turn her body, so she literally just dropped her whole back on this woman's face. And me watching it and glancing I'm like, oh, she. How did you get? I was like, I thought it was like lipstick. I'm like, how did you get lipstick on your forehead?
But that ain't the case.
But then I looked over and I saw the ref saying, I'm like, oh shit, she bleeding again. Mm-hmm. That was tough. But Raquel and Aaliyah advanced in the women's tag team tournament. They will face the winner of the Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark versus Natalya and Sonya Deville match. And speaking of Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark, we got an introduction to them. What are your thoughts on this random randomized 2K duo.
That's what I'm saying. I barely even know who they are. Barely know who they are, honestly.
One girl says she can sing and dance, and I've heard her sing and dance. Sounds like ass. And the other one, she said,
Well, there's my answer then. Ain't no point in me watching them then.
I mean,
if I do, I just watch them for the laughs.
that was the one girl was the girl who hit the split and broke Twitter
Okay.
when she first debuted because she's thick. She's thick and white.
Lord, like I ain't never seen a thick. Like we ain't never seen no thick person do a split before. Okay.
I mean, and then obviously, obviously after that we got Hit Row coming back, and I'm gonna need them to release that song back on Spotify because for some reason when you're released they take the song off of Spotify. So go ahead and put that song right back on Spotify. That's all.
Yep. Do that, please.
They beat basically jobbers, and they basically say, hey, we back, and I ain't gonna lie to you, Top Dollar. The way that man was dancing, he was dancing like me today. Because I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I'm gonna tell y'all a nice story. I've been working so hard, and I'm like, okay, when is payday?
Mm-hmm.
And I checked my bank account. I got paid today. So Top Dollar is me.
And if you didn't know, now you know.
That's me when it's payday. That's me. Payday.
Yes.
That's me on payday every day. I'm like, yeah, that's money. Money.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, we got the contract signing for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Cardiff. It's Clash at the Castles at Cardiff. There's going to be Shayna Baszler challenging Liv Morgan, a one-armed Liv Morgan, for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and we got a surprise visitor, Ronda Rousey. That fit ain't it, but I don't know what is.
I'm done.
I don't know what's going on with her, and then the eye makeup. I'm like, girl, what are you doing?
Let her have her Road Warrior moment.
No.
You like no.
I am when it comes.
Never gonna let her catch a break, huh?
Nope.
Never. Like
Whenever if you wear that shit, I'm gonna be a glorified hater. You can say I'm hating. I'm gonna be a hater.
I don't mean like where I think like
I am a pro hater.
Honestly, I think you should do that just for entertainment only. Don't go out here and wear that. Like, don't do
that. Wouldn't the entertaining part have to be entertaining for it to be entertaining? She's not. Cause God, man.
So now we just gotta make a note of that. Like Gresh does not like this type of eye makeup.
No. Because what's hilarious is they had they obviously after that they had the contract signed, and Shayna came out and she was like, "What are you doing?" So they're basically teasing. They're either teasing a match between Shayna and Ronda, or they're teasing a union between Shayna and Ronda. I don't know. That's the beauty behind not knowing. You just don't know where they're going with this. So it led into the contract signing. Then Liv Morgan, Shayna basically said, "I'm finna break you at Cardiff," and then Liv said, "Yada yada yada, you're a bootleg Ronda Rousey." And I'm like, wouldn't bootleg mean Shayna is worse than Ronda? But Shayna is the better MMA turned wrestler. So that probably would have hit more if Shayna actually sucked. But I mean,
it doesn't, because she doesn't suck.
Yeah. So that's what I'm like. Are you sure about that? But it obviously led to a you got a glimpse of NXT Shayna right there. After they both signed the contract, they had a little brawl, and then Liv hit a stratisfaction through the table. Nice little bulldog on Shayna through the table. So you know, Liv probably not winning.
Yeah, so it sounds like.
You know, she not winning. The more I think, I'm like, yeah, you know she not winning. Like, come on, dog. Oh man, SmackDown literally, and then they had the tag team match or the handicap match. Then turned into a tag team match. It was Drew and Madcap Moss versus the Usos, and I'm like,
Yeah, I ain't even see this one.
Triple H, can y'all go ahead and drop the Madcap out this man's name? Like, I wouldn't be mad.
Madcap
Nobody,
Moss.
I doubt anybody would be mad. I doubt it. And it's kind of ironic that Madcaps went saved the man who nearly broke his neck last year. I remember when he did the reverse Alabama and Madcap tucked his neck for some reason and nearly broke his neck. And then they had a Maximum Male Model segment, and Angel Garza
I definitely didn't watch that.
was trying to flirt with Maxine Dupree. and Max Dupree got in his face, like literally in his face. And he gave this look. I don't. You say you didn't see it, but you gonna die with this. Because I had to tell the world what he really meant. This is what Angel Garza really meant when Max Dupree got in his face.
I'm sorry, but
Boy, if you don't get your funky ass breath out my face.
we weren't talking to you. I'm sorry, but
You saw
Boy, if you don't get your
you see his
funky ass
man.
breath
You see
out
this
my
man's
face.
face. He said, "What the fuck?"
Look, we already got COVID going around, and we got monkeypox on the scene. Like, come on, bruh.
Like, you right here, my nigga.
Your own skin.
Why you right here? Why you in my
Like,
ear,
are you for real?
sir?
You don't care about your life right
If
now.
you don't get he chose the right people because that was a brother. He would have got it. He would his throat would have got chipped
quick. Ain't no way. What is wrong with these people?
Shout out to Gresh with that edit though, because that was I like, bro. That's what he really wanted to say. He wanted to say, "Boy, if you don't get your funky ass breath out my face."
Oh my goodness.
Man. And then we got the main event for the Intercontinental Championship, the Workhorse Championship. Gunther defending against Shinsuke Nakamura with Ludwig Kaiser. I said Lizer Kaiser in his corner. This match was banging. I'm not gonna hold y'all. This match was banging. Like
I liked it.
The storytelling was simple. Gunther was selling the hand because Nakamura was focused on the hand. Gunther is known for chopping your soul into the shadow realm. So what is the logical thing to do? Nakamura targeted the arm, the heavy arm. So that was the story of the match, and the only way that he got it done was Gunther had to go to dig through the pain and take this man's head off with the lariat and hit him with the power bomb to retain the title. If you don't check out everything on SmackDown, I say check out this main event. It had its commercials, obviously. Sometimes I wish it was picture in picture, but picture in picture sucks, but it's fine in certain moments. And this is a match where picture in picture could have been okay, but that's just nitpicking at this point. But that's something I would recommend everybody. That they was banging. That was the main event, and still your Intercontinental Champion is Gunther. So for those of you who are still crying about this man's name, he's fine.
Yeah,
he's fine.
He's pretty dope. Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Raw. You say what did you get? What did you watch? None of it. It's all good. So the big story coming out of this is this: Dexter Lumis is back, sorta.
That's okay. So here's the thing: Raw has been in and out. All the AEW not at all because of working, and SmackDown was in and out too. And I was like, y'all, like that's why I was like, y'all bear with me. Throw all raspy and all that. Like,
No, they not
yes.
tripping. They not tripping. They saw it. But so basically the big story coming out of it was obviously the women's tag team tournament that we talked about. Control, which is Bailey
Control.
leading Dakota Kai and Io Sky. I'm about to say Io Shirai. Io Sky. They basically led to a brawl for between the baby faces they've been attacking and them. So it's going to basically be a 6-woman tag team match at Clash at the Castle. Like, if you get around to watching this, it's cool. If you don't, cool. They also continue with the Street Profits going up against Seth freaking Rollins, and one-on-one matches. Is this going to lead to a breakup of the Street Profits? We don't know. That's the beauty behind it. We don't know what they're going to do with that. Montez Ford keeps taking pictures with the WWE title. If they flush this man into the main event scene, I will not be mad at that whatsoever. They re-solidified Kevin Owens as a badass because he returned after a few weeks off again.
Okay.
He took out Ezekiel. He cleared a bitch with going through a midlife crisis, basically. And he introduced the apron power bomb. So more than likely, this is their way to write off Ezekiel, hopefully, and possibly bring back his beard. And I guess he's going to return as Elias and try to forget this entire storyline ever happened. Who knows? And then we got it was some stuff in between. I'm not gonna lie to you. I fell asleep at the 10 o'clock mark or the 10:30 mark. It was close to, because I had to work this week, so I had to get up early. So I was like, I'm just gonna crash. And then we had this in the main event. I actually checked this out in post, or not the main event. It was like the quarter main event. It was Bobby Lashley defending the United States Championship against Tommaso Ciampa. He cut a banger promo to kind of get you to believe that he can actually win, and they actually gave him a lot to eat with when it comes to this match. So I would say check that out as well.
Didn't the Miz come out there?
Yeah, he did, and
Okay.
that was the setup for the main event, no DQ match between himself and AJ Styles, which AJ Styles won, I believe. So there's that, and then they're setting up this storyline with Dom. Possibly Dom doesn't trust Edge or something.
I don't blame him.
he don't trust Edge. He's like he was like, you gonna take his side over mine. You're gonna do this, and Dom gonna push Edge like, bro, you ain't got that dog in you, son. You ain't got that dog in you. You know what, Dom? You know what you need to do. You know what you need to
Sit your ass down.
sit your ass down.
Relax, my boy.
Relax, boy.
Gosh.
Relax, boy. Ray should have hit Dom with that. Hey, grown folks talk. Sit your ass down.
Right in the back of the head. Just, hey, hush.
Like, sit your. But obviously he got his ass whooped by Rhea Ripley again. So
man, you might as well just.
You might as well just call her. Let me correct myself. That's his dominatrix at this point. I think he likes.
He's getting whooped by her every single time. I'm for real, and every time I turn my head, I catch it. I'm not playing. Every time I watch Raw, and as soon as I turn, bam, there it is. That happened again.
bro,
be on your guard. What is wrong with you? He's tearing you up left and right every chance he get.
This man is literally like, bro, either you like getting
your
ass
the word
whooped,
target on your head, like every time she come around.
Don't be saying like,
nigga.
Exactly. How many times you gonna get me?
Like help me, help me.
Y'all don't see this? Like y'all don't. I'm over here suffering. Like y'all not gonna do nothing. Y'all just standing there.
Dom be just in catering, chilling, and every time he come to catering, every time he turn his head, every time he look up.
Hold on, Gina.
Oh shit.
Hey.
Every time.
He be done. He be getting his ass.
He getting bullied every single time.
Oh man, I.
I take that back. I won't say that because I don't like bullies. But
Nah,
man,
he getting bullied.
like,
He be getting
he
bullied.
get bullied.
He getting
It's like I don't want to say you getting bullied, but you are. Like
that man getting bullied.
and you lose it every single time. Get out.
Like first you got snatched up in front of your family. Then you got lit.
Come on,
You got
man.
choked out the next week with her legs. So she put you in the chokehold with her legs. And then this week she carried you over her shoulder and dropped you bloody. Like
man, how much more are you gonna take? For real. Like
keep
stop it, man. Oh my god. I feel so bad for him. Oh, I really do. Dominic, come on, man. I need you to put an end to this madness, please. I love you, kid, but my God, like, I can't. I don't know how much longer I could watch this. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm starting to question everything dealing with them and the Judgment Day. Everything. Oh God.
Dumb.
Y'all literally made me want to fast forward Raw. Like every time it come up, it's like, okay, yeah, I watch this a little bit, and soon as they come around, okay, I can't. Like, I just know what's gonna happen next.
Because I'm laughing at that shit. Like, bro, you.
My God, man, stop getting beat up.
Don't be every time Rhea come around. Don't be like fuck.
Yeah,
he don't know where to run.
Every time I don't know where to run or be happy or like.
Dumb. This is dumb every time. Dumb be like, damn, not again. Shit.
I don't know where to hug you to fight you, like, or run away. Just run. Like, you ain't got no other option. Just run, bro. Run. Find safety. Do something. Hide from her if you can. Like, just try.
And we try to move on. During the entire show, like if you look at Kevin Owens' promo, he was cutting a promo, and then in the background you had Nikki ASH and Doudrop checking out a car accident. Like it was a car accident right behind it. We thought it was legit. It was like, so we just gonna ignore the car accident. And then when Alexa Bliss and Bianca and Oscar were talking backstage, you saw police officers and security running past. So, and then we got after the main event with AJ Styles and The Miz, you had this Dexter Lumis being pulled away. So they're giving a subtle, because this debut for me, or re-debut for Dexter Lumis, because he was fired and now I'm guessing he's back, was unique to say the very least. Like he calls, it's like it gave you a lot of whodunit vibes to where it's like who done it? Is he doing this?
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I was like, wait a minute. So was he the one that caused the car accident, or he was in the car accident?
And
like
no one knows, and no one knows from this point of view. So that's the type of storytelling that I'm actually looking forward to. If this is what Triple H is going to bring to the table,
the fact that you done showed me that picture, that let me know he did do something.
That's what I'm saying. And you have that question. You like, what did you do? What are you doing here? What's going on? That's what I appreciate, and that is what I enjoy about this current version of WWE and the direction they're going. So hopefully we find out more when it comes to that. You said, did you catch NXT? Nah. So it was. I actually watched this. It was pretty solid. Like it wasn't the best NXT, but apparently, according to Shawn Michaels, because a lot of people was like, oh, WWE or whoever is not WWE, Vince McMahon is booking NXT or whatever. And he was like, yeah, no, it's just me. So we can thank Shawn Michaels for the chaos that is NXT 2.0 because he was like, nah, it's just me. It's me and the team. Like they didn't have the time to catch or to basically manage 2.0. They was like, yeah, that's not how it works. But yo, I can tell you this: it was solid. It was basically building to next week's show, which will be a special edition. It's called NXT Heatwave. We had a rounds match between Wesley and his name is slipping my mind. I am so sorry, my brother in Christ. I'm sorry, Trick Williams. Yeah, there we go. Trick Williams
Oh.
versus Wesley in a rounds match, which was basically a rounds match. They squared up in the rounds match. It was basically they was sporting boxing gloves and all that stuff. It was best 2 out of 3 falls and in between, or not best 2 out of 3 falls. It was basically an advanced it was an advanced best 2 out of 3 falls where it's like in between each fall it was like 60 seconds or 20 seconds between breaks. So it was well thought out and it was well executed in my opinion. So was it cheesy a little bit with the gloves? Sure, but that's wrestling for you. It's supposed to be cheesy. Don't think too much of it. And then obviously in the final fall, it was like the first fall went to Trick after I think he legit punched him in the jaw and almost knocked this man out. And then it was basically Wesley got the final. It was okay. So here's how it is. They had 6 rounds. I said 5 rounds. It was 6 rounds. You had to get. I guess you had to get the more pinfalls than the other. So it was 6 rounds.
Okay.
It was 2 rounds apiece. That when it came down to the final stretch, and Wesley got the final fall. So it was fun. I actually enjoyed it.
Okay.
It's something that I would tell you or anyone to check out if you ever get to check. And then after that, we had a face off between Giovanni Vinci and Carmelo Hayes. They will face for the NXT North American Championship next week on Heatwave. But side note, look at this man's shirt. Carmelo Hayes is petty. The man is petty. Man rocking. That's funny. But he's basically they're going to face off next week for the NXT North American Championship, and I'm going to tell you this right now. This might be my match that's going to probably steal the show because they have this. It's this thing with Carmelo Hayes where it's like whenever his back against the wall, when he's like his
he really show out.
He really shows out, and when he says "Mello don't miss," I'm pretty sure he mean that shit. Another match I would tell you to check out is the Roderick Strong versus Apollo Crews match. Like anything involving Roderick Strong, I can already tell you it's going to be a solid match. It was anything involving like Roddy may be iffy on the mic, but when he steps into that ring, you already know it's going to be a banger. Okay, but Apollo obviously picked up the win on that one. And then I will also say I'm not going to give you a full breakdown on this, but I will also say check out the main event. They had a little storytelling there. And then obviously they had a storytelling between Santos Escobar and Tony D'Angelo. So it's going to all come to a head on NXT Heatwave, which will be next week. Might as well break down a little bit of that as well. So far the matches, I may be missing some matches. The matches will be NXT champion Braun Breaker versus big ass head Tay Rock head JD McDonough for the NXT.
What date is this? Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
Okay.
Then you have the NXT Women's Championship to be defended as Zoe Stark's challenge against Mandy Rose. And then you have Tony D'Angelo versus Santos Escobar. I don't know why I try to sound like a fucking pirate, but it's neither here nor there. Escobar. I don't know how to roll my R, so I just go with the flow.
Santos Escobar.
Santos Escobar. I don't know how to roll my
So
R's, but we getting that next Tuesday for the. I
it
guess you
looks
can
like it's gonna be
say
a fun match though, for real. I'm gonna watch it.
it's a match where the stakes are pretty high when it comes to the fate of Santos in NXT, because the stipulation is if Santos picks up the win,
Uh-huh.
Legado del Fantasma is free from the D'Angelo family. But if Tony D'Angelo wins, Santos is gone from NXT, and he is just going to be Santos. He's going to go. He's going to
Dang.
leave on his own, and the Legado will be, I guess, they will be stuck with the family.
Wow. Oh, whew. Yeah,
High
this-
stakes for that one. So basically, Santos is going to the main roster because he's honestly he should be, in my humble opinion, he should be on him and Legado should be on the main roster. Even if they don't want to bring it, I would say bring Electra Lopez up, but if they don't want to bring her up, Santos, Joaquin Wild, and I guess Raul Mendoza. I think he had another name, but I don't know his new name. But those three would kill it in the tag team and the singles division, in my opinion.
Okay.
And then obviously we got this match that we're talking about. Melo, man, had a bar. He said, "I'm gonna put your name on a T-shirt, no designer." I'm like, "Woo, that's a bar."
Okay.
So we're getting that next week, and then we're getting this match: two former tag team partners, two former friends, Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade for I guess just for revenge. So we're gonna get that singles match as well next week. A solid heat wave. They don't need to stack it up because it's literally a weekly show. You don't want to go too crazy. And then some people, speaking of Cora Jade, some people fell to their knees in Walmart because apparently she put on IG that she's dating LeBron Breaker. And Twitter lost their mind, I guess. I wasn't one of them because I'm not the type to like. I'm not into Cora Jade like that, mainly because she's a kid to me. I'm 28, she's 21. Like when someone's like, it was like, oh, you thought, I'm like, bro, she's 21. I'm 28. I don't give a damn about anybody under the age of 25. So try again. But you know what LeBron about to do with Cora Jade? He about to get out there.
Man. Crazy.
Y'all be some horny motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, I be trolling when I be like Jade Cargill or Caden Carter or who else? Shit, I don't know. But y'all be falling to y'all knees in Walmart for real over people y'all didn't have a chance with. Like, come on, dog.
Right.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And you say you didn't catch Dynamite, right?
Uh-huh. Dynamite or Rampage?
Yeah. Well, Rampage. No, I didn't catch Rampage either. Tape delay. It happens. Life happens. I actually enjoyed Dynamite. It was basically Quake at the Lake. I don't know why they called it Quake at the Lake because
Quake at the Lake.
They called it Quake at the Lake, but not one lake was in sight. I did not see one fake lake. I didn't see I felt hoodwinked. I felt swindled, bamboozled, muzzledorf, led astray. Because y'all didn't give me one lake. I didn't see a stock footage of a lake. I didn't see no fake pool on the stage. It was just y'all just literally slapped the brand on Dynamite and said Quake at the Lake. What lake? Y'all make me believe that there's a lake somewhere, but no. You want to just lead me astray. Say, oh, we're gonna have it's gonna be explosive. No. No. I wanted to see water. I wanted to see a lake.
I want the full experience.
I want the full Disney experience. I want everything
I want the
possibly.
5-star treatment. I want everything.
I want everything.
I want the
I
best
wanted the
customer
lake. I
service.
wanted the fake rocks. I wanted the fake rain. I wanted to see somebody slip into the pool. I wanted somebody to be thrown into a
Oh my
pool.
gosh.
I wanted somebody to be thrown into a lake. Come on, man. You led me astray. But outside of that nitpick, it was a solid show. We opened up with the coffin match between Brody King and Darby Allin. And when I tell you they was bleeding, they were bleeding. They was gushing. They was gushing. It was
Oh
a
yeah, that's right. I did. Yeah, this the only one I caught because I had to. This the beginning. That's the only one I caught. I
yep.
ain't getting nothing else.
Yeah, they started off with that. And man, it was
It
chaotic.
was brutal. I
I
liked
was
it, but it was so brutal.
I'm like, man, y'all bleeding. Why you like
Why you bleed so much?
why you bleeding so much, my G? Why you bleeding? Obviously, during the match, the lights went off, and then Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews were standing outside the ring. And I'm gonna tell you all this right now: ain't no way Buddy Matthews is under 205 pounds. That man look at least a good 275. That man weighs
Who said that?
that man officially weighs 203. That might have been WWE weight, but I'm gonna need y'all to update this
That
man's
ain't.
weight.
Yeah, don't play.
Cause that man, when that light came on, I'm like, who this big motherfucker right here? And it was just Buddy Matthews. I'm like, God damn, you big.
No, that's how I felt when I went to WrestleMania. I was like, whoa,
That
like
dude is out here. I'm like, bro,
y'all are big.
you was not 203. You was at
Like,
least
oh my
275.
God.
Like, obviously Darby, it was basically Darby versus the House of Black, and then when they basically destroyed him a little bit. But then when Buddy Matthews went over to the coffin to open it up, Sting was hiding inside. Sting hit Brody and Buddy with the baseball bat. Sting was doing his best Undertaker impression with this one. Sting tossed the bat to Malachi Black, inviting him to use it. Malachi dropped the bat, looked at Sting, and walked away. Sting then pursued Malachi Black up the ramp, and they had a little face off. They had a little nice little face off up there. So they're teasing the match between Malachi Black and Sting, with more than likely Sting putting Malachi over in that one. So basically, Darby introduced a steel chain and choked out Brody Brody introduced a steel chain, but Darby took the chain and then choked him out. And then Darby let go of the chain, and Brody collapsed, bouncing off the ring apron and falling right into the coffin. So Darby won the coffin match when he choked out Brody, which is poetic if you want to say it like that, because Brody has been choking out Darby every chance he get. He choked him out at a fan signing. So we know that. And then we switched over to this match, a tornado tag team match, the Lucha Bros versus Andrade El Idolo and Roosh, even though that spells Rush, but Roosh. And don't ask me for a breakdown in this match because it was all over the place. I enjoyed it. It was one thing. I think I'm gonna need Penta to do is because they actually. They had an ending where Roosh tied up Penta's mask because he had those little strings on the end. He tied it into a knot on the ropes and forced Penta to unmask to try to save the match. I'm gonna need Penta to start cutting those strings, or I'm gonna need Alex, his manager, to come down the ringside with a pair of scissors and just cut it. Because bro, that ain't the first time your mask has been tied up in there because of those strings. Like, bro, come on now. Come on, cut them things off. I understand you trying to be different, but you better take advice from Rey Mysterio. That man don't have no dangly things up there. He cut them things off because y'all ain't finna tie his mask up. Come on. But obviously the ending came where Roosh rammed Ray Phoenix with the bull's horns, which is basically a stiff running drop kick in the corner, and Andrade nailed Ray with the hammerlock DDT and then picked up the win. Then we got a backstage segment with the Young Bucks. They were backstage with the Dark Order. So Nick Jackson thanked Hangman Adam Page for helping the Bucks last week. Matt apologized to Page for how Matt had treated him. Matt said that when they were around Page, he brings out the good in them. Matt invited Page to join them next week in the Trios Tag Team Tournament. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit, to reform the Hung Bucks. They were actually a team in Ring of Honor, so that's a legit tag team. They were trios tag team champions there. Hangman Page declined, however, saying he was going to be in the corner of the Dark Order for the tournament. I'm interested in see what they're doing with that. Then we had Luchasaurus versus Anthony Henry with JD Drake. And I'm going to be honest with you. You know how I was talking about Ezekiel going through a midlife identity crisis? Luchasaurus is still going through an identity crisis. Is he a heel or is he a good guy? He's rocking the heel gimmick and the heel attire and the entrance. I'm like, bro, are you like, bitch, can y'all find out y'all identities at this point? Because y'all going through it.
Make a choice.
But he's apparently good. So basically, Christian Cage continued with the war of words. He was basically to insult Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy heard enough and sprinted from the broadcast booth to Christian Cage backstage. Security held back Jungle Boy, and then Luchasaurus showed up and dispatched the security guards. Luchasaurus then accidentally hit AEW official Pat Buck, so that was a big deal. And then we had the Redeemer, Miro. He had words for the House of Black. Julia Hart told Miro to embrace the darkness by grabbing his beard. And Miro, shout out to faithful Miro. That man said, "You only one. Like, look here, woman. You are not allowed to touch me. Don't you ever get your unhand me, you wench.
Like that.
Unhand me, you wench." He was like, "Get your damn hands off of me." Like, shout out Miro for being faithful. Like, he a real one for that. He said only one woman is allowed to touch him, and you are not her. And he said that his path was clear now. So I'm guessing Miro is going to either join House of Black or destroy House of Black. It wasn't clear, but I'm interested. Yada yada yada. Then we got Jay Lethal challenging, I guess, Wardlow for a rematch for the TNT Championship. Wardlow accepted, and then FTR came out and I guess he had Wardlow's back, so the Pinnacle was still a thing, sort of by proxy. And Jay Lethal, Sanjay, and Satnam retreated out of the ring, but then surrounded it. Lethal jumped into the ring, but the attack was short-lived as FTR laid out Lethal with the big rig. Cool with that. And then next up we got this match. We had Absolute Ricky Starks versus the Factory's Aaron Solo. I enjoyed this match for what it was, especially the ending sequence where Starks, I guess they had like a nice little, he was trying to go for the spear, and check it out if you to see exactly what I'm talking about. So basically it was like this: Starks backstab Solo, Aaron Solo he put the pressure on him, stomping on Starks in the corner. Starks hit a jawbreaker and then a DDT. Starks then speared Solo and then picked up the win. QT then demanded that Nick Camarado get in the ring and starts planning Nick with a spine buster, a move of his former tag team partner, Powerhouse Hobbs. Solo hit Starks from behind. The rest of the Factor went after Starks, but Starks said, "You know what? I may be a babyface, but I'm not a dumbass." He got out of the ring because he knew he was outnumbered, and he jumped the guardrail and left them in the dust. He was like, "Bro, I may be a babyface, but I'm not dumb." And then backstage, Powerhouse Hobbs was furious that Starks picked up the win. So that is going to be the next feud. And then the next match we got was this match. The TBS Women's Championship, Jade Cargill defending against Madison Rayne, the newest AEW women's coach. It was a match. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't really... Jade Cargill presentation aside, it was a match. I mean, I knew, and you knew, Ray Charles knew, and he's dead, that Jade Cargill was going to win and remain undefeated. So she's now 36 and she is now 36-0. That being Jade Cargill after hitting the Jaded on Madison to pick up the win. And then Athena jumped in the ring and decked Jade, and Kiera pulled Jade out of the ring. So basically they're setting up Athena versus Jade for the TBS Women's Championship. And side note, shout out and well wishes to Chris Statlander. She injured her other knee sometime this past week, so she's going to be out for the foreseeable future. That was tough because I was voting for her to at least be the one to dethrone Jade if they just want it, like, because she had a repackage. She's no longer the alien. She was like more than a woman. So much. I'm like, Injuries suck, so hopefully she get back at it and do her thing when she's 100%. Then we got a random backstage segment with Tony Schiavone interviewing Tony Storm at AEW Women's World Championship because with Chris Statlander injured, Tony Storm is now the #1 contender. And they had this little awkward back and forth. And I'm like, this really didn't need an interview segment. They could have just had this into an intimate locker room setting, but gotta do what you gotta do. And then in the main event, we had the AEW Interim World Championship match. It was John Moxley defending against Lionheart, Chris Jericho. He actually shaved his beard and reintroduced the Lionheart gimmick. So Chris Jericho went full throttle on the whole Lionheart thing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is a match. It wasn't a bad match. I just wasn't into it as much as I probably should have. And of course, John Moxley had to bleed in it, so it wouldn't be a Moxley match without him bleeding. So there's that. Basically, the ending came where Jericho charged at Moxley with the championship belt, but Moxley moved out of the way. Jericho head smacked into the exposed turnbuckle. Moxley was putting Jericho into a choke, but Jericho transitioned he transitioned out of it. Moxley applied a rear naked choke again, and this time Jericho tapped out. Moxley wins the war. It was a bloodbath. Both men were bleeding. There was a lot of blood on this one as well. I guess by lake, quake at the lake, I guess they meant by a lot of blood because there was a lot of blood in this match and the opening match. After the match, Jake Hager and Sammy Guevara ran to the ring and attacked Moxley. Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, Kingston, Ortiz came out to even up the odds. The rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society, Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, and Daniel Garcia, aka the Dragon Slayer, sprinted out. Jericho was going to blast Moxley with the belt, but then CM Punk's music hit. CM Punk is back officially. He cleaned house at the Jericho Appreciation Society. Punk, the difference maker here tonight, running off the Jericho Appreciation Society that Excalibur shouted. CM Punk and John Moxley then had a stare down for the ages in the center of the ring. Moxley flipped off CM Punk, showing no respect for CM Punk. So we're more than likely getting this match at AEW All Out. Like I said, it was a solid edition of Dynamite. It wasn't bad. I think the reason why I wasn't really into the main event is because I'm ready for the Jericho Appreciation Society and the BCC to move on from each other.
Okay.
We've seen them in Blood and Guts. We've seen them at the Anarchy in the arena. I'm over it. Let's move on. It was a spine match for what it was. Speaking of moving on, every time, you know how I said a few weeks ago, I'm ready to take a break from Dynamite.
Yeah.
Every time I say I'm going to take a break, Dynamite does this. Next week,
dang,
we're getting Danielson versus Garcia in the best 2 out of 3 falls match. The Dragon versus the Dragon Slayer. It will be presented by
Game of Thrones.
The shit that I cannot escape to save my life.
House of the Dragon. Yep, premieres August 17th, ladies and gentlemen. I was just going to talk
August
about
21st.
In my segment.
August 21st. August 21st.
Could it be the 21st?
Yes.
For this one?
That's Wednesday. Wednesday, they're presented by.
Oh, that makes sense. But yeah, it don't come out till the 21st. So that makes
21st.
sense.
21st. And we're getting that match, and we're getting the first match in the AEW Trios Championship Tournament quarterfinal, which will be Andrade El Idolo, Rush, and Dragon Lee versus the Young Bucks and question mark.
Great.
Interesting. And speaking of interesting, the official bracket has been revealed for the upcoming AEW World Trios Championship Tournament, and it is this. You have Death Triangle versus Will Ospreay and Aussie Open versus, and that's in one corner. Then you have Andrade El Idolo, Dragon Lee, and Rush versus the Young Bucks and question mark next week. Then you have House of Black versus Dark Order, and then you have Trustbusters versus Best Friends. The finals will take place at AEW All Out on Sunday, September 4th. What's your wild card pick for this tournament? Like, who do you have winning this whole thing?
Oh, wow, that's kind of hard. You said the whole thing. Oh.
You can just throw it off the like it's not going to count against you. Like if you just say you just want to throw a wild card out there.
Wow. Dang.
I put you on the spot. It
Oh
happens.
my God. The whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh. See what he does to me.
Yeah.
I want my boy Miro in there,
But he's not.
but he's not. So I'm gonna go with the Young Bucks.
Young Bucks and to be determined.
Yeah.
I won't be against House of Black winning though.
No, I won't. I won't either. I won't.
That's what I'm saying. So there's no win or losing when it comes to picking that. But next week, AEW is presented by House of Dragons, so they're gonna be a fire graphics and all that stuff. You got this match that is like, I'm never getting that break from AEW. Because I know at some point I'm going to probably need to take a break, but it just ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna be able to watch this one because I'll be at a concert that day. Well, that night.
Good thing you'll have time
Oh yeah.
because it's on a Wednesday. So if you don't watch it live, you can always watch it.
Roll it back. Mm-hmm.
Roll it back. Roll it back. Roll it back. And that was enough. That was pretty much all of AEW this week. And then, so we might as well talk a little bit about the showdown, or is it a showdown or the Clash at the Castle? Let's talk a little bit about that before we move on to our next bit of the podcast. You got the Clash at the Castle is going down at Cardiff, Wales, I believe that is, on Saturday, September 3rd, 2022. And then it's going to be headlined basically by this for the Undisputed Universal Championship. Drew McIntyre challenging Roman Reigns. And then you have, this is what I was talking about on Raw. You have Control, six woman tag team match. King Coda, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Io Shirai, Bailey versus Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka in a 6-woman tag team match. I'm kind of hoping they add a stipulation to this. Like make it a tornado.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or like a street fight or something where there's no rules. Just go crazy.
Yep.
That's just me.
That'd be cool though.
And then they obviously signed a contract for this match, the SmackDown Women's Championship. Liv Morgan defending against Shayna Baszler. A one-arm Liv Morgan. So it's going to be at 1 p.m. I just noticed that. It's going to be at 1 p.m. on Saturday. So, hey, at least it's going to be later in late. At least it's going to not be a long night for me. So, and if it's on a Saturday and if it's a good show, we might review it. Might do our rare pay-per-view review and just give our thoughts on it. But showdown at the Cardiff, and then I'm trying to look at my notes and see before we move on to our I guess our next portions of the segment. Trying to see what else we got to talk. Yes, DPW Believe the Hype. That is for those of you who know me, know I always love talking about DPW Deadlock Pro Wrestling. They got another event going down tonight. For the time you guys are listening to this on Saturday, it is going down tonight. This DPW Believe the Hype so much that I've seen so many people like praise it. People who follow me on social media or whatever, they're praising it, saying this is a good show. You need to check it out. This, that, and the third. So DPW Believe the Hype will go down Saturday, August 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. More than likely, I will live tweet it because I'm gonna be out with the family from 12 to 4. So I'm going to try my best to live tweet it and get you guys unfiltered, and you're going to get my thoughts on it because this will be my first time seeing it over on dpwondemand.com. Have you ever gotten around to checking out at least one episode of DPW Fire so you can kind of get what I be hyping so you won't be like the odd woman out?
Okay. Yeah, a little bit.
I try not to make you be the odd woman out.
Like that's all that is.
Yeah, it's a solid episode. I mean, it's a solid number now. So you should be pretty good as far as that is concerned. Other than that, DPW, Believe the Hype. Make sure you check that out. It is going to be, I believe, let me pull up the match card. It is actually uploading right now. So let me pull up the match card right here, right in front of me. Bear with me for a split second. I am trying my best. So much going on. Being a producer is as well as being on the podcast. You got, let's pull it up. Boom, got it right in front of me. You got NDA, The Reality versus the Workhorsemen. I believe their opponent, their tag team partner has been revealed. This is an old download, but their tag team partner has been revealed on Twitter. Is the NDA, The Reality versus the Workhorsemen and Mason Miles in a 6-man tag team match. AEW's Dante Martin goes one-on-one with Diego Hill, a match that I'm personally I can't wait to see because two people who gravity forgot literally are going to clash in the sky. So there's that. Then we're going to have the DPW Women's World Championship, the inaugural Women's World Championship crown as Rachel Rose, who was a recent nurse on Monday Night Raw, versus Rosemary of Impact Wrestling. So that is a match that you guys should check out. And also another match, Konosuke Takeshita has finally left America, but you can check out one of his last matches in America for now. He as of, I believe, Friday, he flew back to Japan. He's going to go one-on-one with Andrew Everett, the giant Andrew Everett. Then you're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5-man, I guess you could say a 5-way match, sort of. It's going to be Jay Malachi versus Sean Kemp versus Chase Holiday versus Lucky Ali versus Joe Lando. And then you're going to have Calvin Tankman, the inaugural DPW National Champion, defending against BA. I'm not going to butcher your name, but this is who he's going to defend the title against. Check it out if you haven't done so. If you want to. And then obviously this match right here, one of the main events, or if not the main event, Donnie Ray challenges DPW World Champion Bojack, the inaugural champion for the DPW World's Heavyweight Championship. A stacked card. So much more I can say because it's so many matches I didn't even pull up, but check it out. DPW Believe the Hype, Saturday, August 13th on DPWOnDemand.com. Believe the Hype, really. It's in the name. This is a independent company that I personally have been invested in and been basically partnering with my money. I'm a part of their Patreon to help get this thing going. So hopefully you guys can check it out because so far they do not intend on stopping at all.
Acknowledge me.
All right. It is the point of the podcast where we close it out the only way we know how, and that is we officially chop it up with the bandit. Take it away, Miss Rebel.
Hey, so okay, we did mention earlier about the Game of Thrones House of Dragon segment for a little bit that is premiering August 21st. I do recommend y'all, if y'all have not, okay, here's the thing. If y'all have not seen Game of Thrones, watch that first. Get that out the way. At least try. Or at least try.
They're not really tied.
But don't, I know.
They're not really. Yeah, they're not really. I would say that if it was a sequel, but since it's a prequel,
it's a prequel. So
you
it's
can kind of get away with not seeing it.
Yeah.
But still check it out if you want. If you want to get an understanding of
everything that's going on.
Yeah, if you want to get an understanding
that's being played in this, watch
basically.
that first.
Basically.
I believe there is the season finale of Pretty Little Liars that's supposed to come out, I think August 18th.
Pretty what?
Pretty Little Liars. It's like a little, to me, in my opinion, it's a teenage show. I ain't
No. I thought that show ended like a few years ago. Like it's back. It's still on. Because I seen Pretty Little Liars, the one that came on Freeform.
You got Pretty Little Liars, and then it's like a whole little other.
Is it like a reboot?
No, I don't even think it's a reboot. I think they're still going with it. It's just different. Gosh, I can't even get it.
It's on HBO Max.
Yes.
Pretty. I'm like, we looking at this live because I'm like, I thought that shit ended a long time ago. Oh, Pretty Little Lions Original Sin.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, that is a reboot, sort
It's
of.
a reboot.
Yeah, because they had the one that I was talking about, Pretty Little Lies. So it is basically it's not by the same creator. It's some
Okay.
completely. It is the fourth television series in the Pretty Little Liars franchise.
Okay, cool.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know it was more than one, but all right.
Mhm.
And
Because the season premiere for it was July 28th, and then their season finale, I think the season finale is supposed to be August 18th. So,
okay, so it's on HBO Max. So,
uh,
oh, okay. So they had Pretty Little Liars, Pretty Dirty Secrets,
yeah.
Ravenswood, Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionist. I remember The Perfectionist because I tried to watch it. The first episode, I said, "Yep, this I've officially aged out of their demographic, so that doesn't mean jack shit to me." So I just stopped watching it. So okay, so they got a reboot. Okay, that's cool. I'm genuine. I was like, "Oh shit, there's
uh,
more." All
uh.
right.
Also, I've heard Bullet Train is already out. It came out August 6th. I believe they said that's a pretty good movie.
Okay.
If you guys still haven't seen Pray, well, not Pray as in Pray, we gotta do that anyway. Y'all need to do that in life, period.
Y'all need Jesus.
I recommend you do that. Prayer works. Anyway, I'm talking about Prey.
Oh,
That
Prey,
is
like Predator.
good. Yeah, that movie is still good. Like, I still like it. And it's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be way before Arnold Schwarzenegger came
It's
on
a
this.
prequel.
Yeah, like this is like when the natives were like here. So it's like I like that better. A little bit. Just a little
Okay.
bit. It's still kind of good though, but you gotta stick with it. Also, if you haven't checked out P Valley, I recommend you to do that. To all my P Valley fans, if y'all watch that,
I'm still
check that out.
behind.
Check that out. I'm hoping they do a season finale. I'm hoping they do that.
I
But
mean, what you mean? I'm pretty sure they got a season finale soon. Or you talking
for
about like
season 2,
the next season? No, this season. Me season 3 because this is the second season.
yeah, it's season. Yeah, this is
This
second.
season 2.
Yeah, still saying season 2. So I'm just like, I'm hoping it be a season finale unless the last episode was, but I'm not sure.
All right.
Cause I'm like, keep it going. Like, don't end it right here. Like, give me one more episode, then we can reboot for season 3.
I'm pretty sure they're good because it's not HBO Max because HBO Max they keeps
Yeah, that's
canceling.
on Stars. So yeah, make sure y'all look into that too. Other than that, I do recommend you, stay safe out here. Please don't do anything stupid. If you have not purchased your Tiana Taylor tickets in the state of Atlanta, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and get that too, because she will be coming next Wednesday as well. So she'll be at the Coca-Cola Roxy. If y'all don't know where that is, that's like getting close to Truist Park. But I think it's gonna be a fun show. I'm gonna be there, so that's gonna be even more fun for me. Anyway.
Before we get out of here, we got got two little tidbits. I'm gonna piggyback off you a little bit. I I hit up my Discord. If you guys haven't officially joined the Gresh Discord, I actually told him, I said, bro, give me y'all most unpopular wrestling opinions, but because I got this idea from IG, I was like, I'm gonna get this idea, and I'm gonna reach out some of this unpopular opinions from at Russell sections on Instagram. Number one, they said John Moxley bleeding all the time in most of his matches is not entertaining. It's corny to watch.
Wow.
Number two, Liv Morgan isn't championship material and is overrated.
Whoa, y'all are just okay. Keep it going.
Kevin Owens should have defeated Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship, not Brock Lesnar. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I agree.
I agree.
Because it would have been longer than 7 seconds.
I agree.
It would have been longer than if Kofi had to lose that title. At least it could have been to somebody who didn't squat. Every time I think about that, it irritates me. Next one, number 4, Dean Ambrose is far more enjoyable and fun to watch than John Moxley. If you're talking about Shield Dean Ambrose, sure. If you're talking about the Dean Ambrose that was on his way out the door, hell no. And then number 5, it said WWE does not need Johnny Gargano and he does not need to come back to the WWE. I mean, if they need a perfect underdog, sure. But if they don't, now let's switch over to Discord because I told you I got that idea from them. It is going to be anonymous, and and I told them to make it fun and don't hold back. I got 2 so far, or was it 2? No, I got 3 so far. So yeah, 3. Let's do that. So someone said the Young Bucks got to be the most overrated tag team that has ever existed. The amount of people that think the All Out match with them and the Lucha Bros was good is unprecedented. That match was structureless, ass, and corn chips for the entire time. The only time the Young Bucks is good is when they are in there with competitors better than themselves. Moxley and Kingston, FTR, and practically every team during their New Japan run. I just don't get it, man. Whoo, talk about somebody's gonna get mad at that. So it's unpopular for a reason. Someone else says SmackDown 2016 is still the best era of SmackDown since the Ruthless Aggression era. WWE after the 2016 draft was on fire, specifically SmackDown. I said unpopular opinion, not right opinion. Everybody knows SmackDown 2016 was one of the best eras of SmackDown, if not the best. Then the last one said 2018 SmackDown kind of hit different. I mean, I barely remember 2018 SmackDown. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, of course it hit different.
I forgot it. I guess it did hit different because goddamn, I forgot it. And then before we get out of here officially, did you hear about the Sasha Banks and Amari Miller controversy on Twitter?
I did not.
All right, so
also to interject before you get into that, if anybody are Jason Momoa fans, go check out this TV show called C. It's on Apple TV. Get season 1 and 2 out the way because season 3 is coming soon.
Ain't Batista on there?
Yes, he is.
All right. So if you're a wrestling fan and you want to check out Batista acting, who pretty much has range, and when it comes to his acting,
he actually did pretty good in this.
That's what I'm saying. He has range, so that's something like check it out. Do I have Apple TV? I probably got Apple TV. Don't even know it. Anyway, shout out to Savannah Gall over at Wrestling Republic for doing an actual article on this entire debacle. She said this. I'm gonna read her entire article because she's actually a good. I follow her on Twitter, and she's actually a pretty good conversation. She said this on her article. She says, as usual, there is always controversy on wrestling Twitter. As always, 9 times out of 10, the drama involves signed talent with a hot take of their own. This week's hot take has been brought to you by NXT star, she said superstar, but I'm going to correct her, star Amari Miller and her tweets about Sasha Banks' race. To give you a quick recap, Miller went on Twitter this week to show love to Athena, formerly known as Ember Moon in WWE, and to speak a personal goal of hers into existence. And she said this: shout out to Ember Moon being the first and only African American NXT Women's Champion. NXT goal, let's make it 2. Seems harmless, right? Fans immediately commented on the post to point out that Sasha Banks is actually the first African American to be NXT Women's Champion. In return, Miller responded with her opinion, dismissing claims that Sasha Banks made history. Both the original tweet and the response caused major backlash, and Amari Miller continued to subjectively add salt to the wound by posting a screenshot of Sasha's Wikipedia that described her mixed race. She said, "No thanks. Sasha is German and I am black. I said African American." She kept talking, which was shut the fuck up. She said, for everyone on Twitter, fully black NXT champion Ember Moon, I'm aware of what I posted. Sasha is great and legendary for sure. Let's not forget. 24 hours. Well, that was dumb because as soon as she said all that and the stands came for her, only thing Amari Miller really said was,
Hold on, Gina.
Oh, shit.
Hey.
that's all she could say. Oh, shit. She said something stupid. Black, if you have a majority percentage, in my opinion, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, if you have a majority of black in your blood, no matter if you're mixed with Latina, white, German, whatever you're mixed with, you're black.
Yeah, you're still black.
It don't matter. You're black.
I'm Native and Italian. I'm still black. Either way.
the way my family's set up, I'm probably mixed with everything under the sun.
Exactly my point.
So,
I know what's going on with mine. So
but
it's
at
like,
the end of the day,
on both
at the end of the
sides,
day, we're
like,
black. And at the end of the day, Sasha Banks is black. Mercedes Renato is black. 24, and then obviously she deleted her Twitter for a minute because I guess she got too much of a backlash because she was dumb. 24 hours after deleting her Twitter, she came back online to issue a quote unquote apology. The apology was not directed towards Sasha, but it was directed towards Twitter for not understanding where she was coming from. She said this, and I quote, I didn't mean bad intentions with what I had said, but I do want to apologize. I meant something super well, and it came across horribly. I want to sincerely apologize to everyone. I also have to understand that posting on a social media platform can sound one way to me. I think that was an apology. It didn't come off as an apology, but it looked like it. And Savannah continued. She said, at least every 3 months, a mixed race person in the wrestling business gets quote unquote canceled on social media for what they say. For months, I have witnessed numerous dragging sessions on Twitter. At times, I will speak up in defense. I have been silent on most issues, but the tweets from Amari Miller was my final straw in regards to mixed race representation, not just in wrestling, but in life in general. Amari's opinion about Sasha Banks does not surprise me as somebody who is also of mixed race. It is a discredit to everything Sasha has accomplished. That being said, she is not the only one who has constantly had her accomplishments dismissed because of her mixed race. Dwayne The Rock Johnson has been questioned and scrutinized for years.
yes,
Identity is always a complicated complex for the mixed race community. It's hard to celebrate who we are when you constantly have people assigning your placement in society based on what they think you should be based on your outward appearance. The
that's
internet,
the same thing with Roman.
that's
Like,
everyone because he's mixed as well.
yeah,
The internet wrestling community is no different. If you are mixed and you don't tweet hashtag Black Wrestling Matters or don't participate in a photo shoot to commemorate Black History Month for the company, you get ostracized for lack of participation of representation of the community. But if you do participate, quote unquote, why are you here? It is what it is, and it is something that is forever embedded in our identity. Trying to fit in or being forced to pick a side, so to speak. She included another tweet where someone basically corrected Amari Miller with her quote unquote apology. She said they said being mixed and not being accepted by any race was the source of my depression at a young age. As I've gotten older, I've grown to accept that society doesn't want us. We're merely tolerated in both communities.
Mhm.
And she continued, on the flip side, using mixed race talent to prove your point of diversity in the workplace is not the vibe. Tony Khan's tweet, going back to Tony Khan from New Year's Eve last year. Tony Khan's tweet in regards to Big Swole's release was distasteful, in my opinion. That's Savannah's opinion. Out of the 7 names he mentioned, 5 of them are of mixed race, which did not help his defense of not utilizing enough black, black, black talent. Why would I be proud of representation in that scope? I'm pretty sure I don't need to bring up the tweet where he basically said this, that, and the third, or whatever. And she continued, am I saying that the mixed community in wrestling should be celebrated just as much as everybody else? Absolutely not. Despite some people's beliefs, every time a mixed person expresses themselves on social media, there is no quote unquote mixed race agenda that is being forced. I myself included, as somebody working in media, are here to make history and smash glass ceilings just like everyone else, which is what Sasha Banks has been doing since the moment she laced up her boots for the first time in Boston. Discrediting her NXT title reign is also discrediting her making history alongside Bianca Belair, headlining as the main event of WrestleMania last year. You cannot discredit The Rock's accomplishment as the first WWE then WWF champion in 1998 and turn around and dismiss Sasha's achievement just because she's quote unquote too light to fit in your box, so to speak. That dynamic of thinking turns into a colorism issue, and that's a different discussion for a different time. In my opinion, the light versus dark discord is very annoying. You got damn right. Because have you been growing up in school where people didn't like me because I was too bright?
Mhm. Right.
I was too bright. So what I did was this was me as a kid. I grew up and I actually take showers. I purposely went and played in dirt to get darker because they was
Dang, kid.
criticizing me for being too light when I went to school. So
Crazy.
That's how bad it was. So believe you me, and now I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I'm a sexy beast. I don't give a fuck what you think. So
I feel like that now, but my situation was like the height thing, and the weight thing. Like, oh my gosh, you short, but you're so little. So
you're
I
short. You're short. You're little.
times.
You're short. You're little. You're too dark. You're this, that, and the third.
Right.
It was always that.
I'd
So
be like, and you too big.
right. So she can so she continue with this article. This is a nice little article that I want you guys to read as well. I'll probably wrap up here, but she said stop putting mixed race talent in a box that they don't want to be in. Stop using mixed race wrestlers as a catalyst for making your promotions more diverse because you refuse to book predominantly black deserving talent on your shows. Stop trying to cancel them on social media because they didn't tweet on Juneteenth. Even if they did, they still will get dragged, and that is a discord that is unnecessary and exhausting to navigate. Sasha Banks is black enough to make history as a black champion. She made history as the first African-American woman in a Hell in a Cell match. She has made history in many aspects, as she has mentioned above. Amari Miller is entitled to her opinion of Sasha Banks, which is very loud and wrong, and I wish her the best in her future endeavors because she ruined any chance of a title run and being that third. I ain't gonna lie to you. Until she put out that tweet, I forgot all about Amari Miller. Because she was on NXT. The last time we saw her, she was injured she was in a match with Last Legend. And that was a few months ago. I think she was in the Battle Royal that they had a few weeks back, but what are your thoughts on this? For first thing, before we get our thoughts, before we wrap up today's podcast too, shout out once again to Samantha. Oh, not Samantha, Savannah. I'm sorry. Savannah, I'm tired. Savannah Gall, shout out to you for this well thought out article. I want to do more articles like that. She's another black writer who's out here doing her thing. Shout out to her for that. I wanted to close out with that, but I'm gonna get your opinion as well. But honestly, Sasha's black. Old girl was stupid.
Yes.
Old girl was stupid. At the end of the day, old girl was stupid.
I don't know what else to say about that. Like, she's black. Come on.
Sasha's black. Old girl was stupid. That's pretty much. That's all I can say.
Let it go.
Let it go. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. Make sure you guys check us out at GreshUnleashed.com. Make sure you follow Suela over at Suela the Bandit 3 on Twitter or at Rebel. She has an IG. It's all over the place, but she has an IG. It's tagged on at the Gresh Unleashed podcast on Instagram as well. If you want to follow the podcast itself, www.gressunleashed.com or follow us on everywhere you listen to your podcast at Gresh Unleashed, or follow us on social media at Gresh Unleashed, as well as follow your boy at Josh Gresham ORG. And with that being said, you guys make sure you guys stay safe out here in these streets, like Suela said, and like we always say. And make sure you always remember in this world of unknown that you are appreciated, you are loved, and you are accepted and respected by yours truly, as well as your queen of rebels. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets. And remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat.
And drink your water.
Yeah. And drink some water. Don't be like Ric Flair. Don't get dehydrated and do something stupid. Drink your water. Drink water. Stay hydrated. We out. Be breezy.
Your middle name is Macho. But I'm wondering if you ever cry. Has Macho Man ever cried?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh. It's okay for macho men to show every emotion available right there, because I've cried 1,000 times, I'm going to cry some more. But I've soared with the eagles, and I've slithered with the snakes, and I've been everywhere in between. And I'm going to tell you something right now. There's one guarantee in life, and that there are no guarantees, yeah. And you gotta understand this. Yeah. Nobody likes a quitter. Nobody said life was easy, so if you get knocked down, take the standing 8 count, get back up, and fight again. And you're a macho maniac. Dig it.